What's up everyone, and ladies and gentlemen, court is in session. The members of the jury have begun to realise the behaviours of Todrick and Misha as we near the end of the game, and things are starting to really heat up, not just in the house, but outside the house. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright folks, now right before we get started, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button, and also while you're at it, hit the like button, as well as the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on the channel. Alright, so now that we're down to the final three of Cynthia, Todrick and Misha, I will ask the question that I usually ask in the final three. So folks, let me know in the comment section who you would like to see win the final head of household. It's as simple as that, because we've got three parts to battle through over the next couple of days. Obviously there's part one, and then there's part two, and then part three will obviously take part, or usually does take part, on finale night. So I guess at the end of all those competitions, who would you like to see become the final head of household of the season? I guess also it's really a question of who you would like to win, because I'm guessing the person you want to win head of household is the person you want to win, unless you've got other strategical reasons behind it. But let me know folks, who would you like to see win the final head of household of Celebrity Big Brother 3? So last night we sadly saw Lamar Odom evicted from the Big Brother house first, so we'll talk about Lamar first in regards to what he has been saying now that he is a jury member, and this is just as important as talking about something that happened on the live feeds, because with the jury not being sequestered in the celebrity version, we also have to cover what's being said out there. So, pardon me folks, Lamar, he did an interview, as all the house guests do as they leave, with Sharon Tharp from Us Weekly. And Sharon's been teasing, I'm sure she'll release the article later where you can see it. Apparently Lamar has said it was hard for Todrick to stop talking about himself, and he said being a celebrity he'd never even heard of Todrick, and then he went on to say that a friend had warned him about Todrick before he even went in the house. So already there we're looking at the fact that Lamar is probably not going to vote for Todrick. I think we could have predicted that from the beginning, because throughout the entire process Lamar has shown how he is not keen on Todrick. He has shown how he is it finds him intolerable. I mean, he dealt with him during that, Hojito punishment where they had to be tied together, and Jesus, I mean, kudos and props to Lamar, because I know a lot of people wouldn't have been able to cope having to deal with that for 24 hours. So honestly, massive respect to Lamar for that, and I honestly don't think he's going to be giving Todrick his jury vote, especially after doing that interview. What you talking about, Julie? Moving next on to Mr. Todd Bridges. Now, Todd, obviously, as he left the house, he was singing Todrick's praises and saying he played the best game, and I think all of his viewers are going, oh my god, don't be a vote towards Todrick, at the end. But anyway, Todd has taken to Twitter, and it seems as though he has literally done a 180, and he is not a fan of Todrick anymore. He has seen the things Todrick has said about him, he's seen the things Todrick has said about other people, and he has tweeted out, and he put something along the lines of it, I think it was, wow, I can't believe the things that have been said about me. I'm not even going to lower myself to say nasty things back. And then there was a bunch of quote retweets that he did where he kind of put on top of things, he said, yep, I've seen the light now, I know what he's like, I've realised his behaviour. So there's another vote. I think that Todrick has probably lost, and rightfully so. If you've got and nearly dropped the S-bomb there, I like to keep things PG. If you've got rubbish jury management, if you've got poor jury management, then you're not going to win the game. That's what happened with Paul. I mean, I guess there's some questionable morals about Paul's game, but at the same time, Paul did play, I guess, a stronger game than Josh. But guess what? Josh didn't piss off as many people as Paul did, and that's saying something. So that's why jury management is so important, and Todrick is probably, I think I've never seen more poor jury management than I have with Todrick. It's just been the Todrick show throughout the entire thing. Every single time he's had an opportunity to eloquently get someone to leave the house, he likes to take centre stage, and he likes to be in the spotlight, and he likes to make it all about him. Even that moment where he was about to evict Lamar, he kind of made it sound like he was going to evict Cynthia, and then he said, that's why I'm getting rid of you, Lamar. It's like he enjoys playing mind games with people and gaslighting people, and I don't like that. I mean, what on earth, as a Big Brother fan, I can sit here, and because I critique the game, and I can sit here confidently and say that was an incredibly poor move to play a mind game with someone just before they leave the house. Be straight up with them. People respect that more. People respect it more if you say to their face, look, I'm evicting you. It's the fact he kind of did this massive build-up for Cynthia and then went, bang. It's as if like he, I think in his head he thinks it's like he's entertaining the viewers by doing some kind of blindside thing, but it's not. It's just damaging his jury management even more, and he's going to be in for a hell of a shock when he realises he's not going to get many jury votes, if any, on tomorrow night. If he does make it to the final two, which I'm confident at this point he will. Okay, now while Chris Kattan won't be a member of the jury, Julie did indeed tell us last night that it will come down to America's vote should there be a tie of a 4-4 split. I don't think it's going to happen, but man, wouldn't it be poetic justice if America was the vote that ended up making Todrick lose the game. I think the way he speaks to people and the way he acts towards people is just outrageous, and I think he thinks America loves him, and he'll obviously be in for a shock if that was the vote that came down to it, but I don't even think it'll get to that. I think it's bold to even say that he'll get 4 votes from the jury. Now, Chris Kattan we'll talk about for a second. Chris Kattan also took to Twitter recently, and he tagged every single member of the cast apart from Misha and Todrick, and he said, "I've just learned out about the things that were said about me while I was in the house," and he said, "No wonder people stopped talking when I entered the room," and stuff like that, referring to Misha and Todrick. I think he is just totally past the fact that, well, he's just past Misha and Todrick. I think he's got no respect for them whatsoever, or it seems that way anyway, and rightfully so. I'm glad King Kattan stood up there, and do you know what? He was the nicest guy ever. He didn't step a foot out of line while he was in that house. He didn't offend anyone. He didn't do anything to aggravate people. He was himself. All he did was he woke up and he wandered around all day, not really playing the game very much. He went to sleep, got up in the middle of the night, ate some cake, fell on the floor, and then went back to bed. We love you, Chris Kattan, and this is me just sending this out to you right now. Chris Kattan, you've been a beacon of light during this season, and I am so glad that he stood up to them and he said something, and it's just nice that people are seeing the light, and I'm glad that things aren't getting brushed under the carpet, because so many times in this day and age it's trendy to brush things under the carpet and turn a blind eye to things, and I am convinced at this point the people who hung out with Todrick, like the cookout, did turn a blind eye to it. There's no way you can spend months and months with Todrick and, you know, not realise how he behaves, which makes me think they did turn a blind eye to it, which is incredibly disappointing, because there were so many members of the cookout I admired and loved after Big Brother 23, so it's a real shame. I'm not saying I don't now, but my views certainly changed on some people. That's just my opinion. I'm sure everybody's got a different one. Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's always that classic of Survivor and Big Brother. You know, the power transfers to the jury after you get to the final 2. So people usually 9 times out of 10 get their comeuppance, and you can see that everybody outside the house is really bonding now. I saw Chris Kirkpatrick and Lamar and Mariah and Carson are all hanging out this morning. I saw a picture on Twitter with that, which is the coolest. And also, while we're at it, I'll say this: I put out a tribute tweet to Lamar last night when he left the house, saying, you know, what an incredible guy he is and just how we all loved watching him. And I actually got a retweet from Lamar after he left the house. He retweeted my tweet, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Was just amazing. That was amazing. I'm going to plug my Twitter right now because of that very reason, folks. I am exclusively somebody, well, not exclusively, but I got a retweet from Lamar Odom, so go follow. If you want to follow somebody who got a retweet from Lamar Odom, you're looking at him right now. I'm sorry, I'm bragging a little bit because I am just over the moon and really, really happy at the fact Lamar gave me a retweet. It's just the coolest. But yeah, folks, I think seeing the wholesome side of things outside the house now, of people hanging out and not necessarily associating themselves with that side of things, is a lot nicer. Now, as far as we know, part 1 of the final head of household competition hasn't even happened yet, and it's going to be interesting to see who wins this one. My money is obviously on Todrick or Misha. Cynthia has shown she is not capable of winning comps, not as of yet anyway, so I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe I'm misthinking it, but I do believe Cynthia hasn't won a competition, and I just don't think it's going to happen now. It's the mind boggles. Cynthia has not played an impressive game in my opinion. I was really rooting for her at the start, and then she just went downhill when she turned on Shayna, and her game's kind of been non-existent since that point. Since Carson's gone, it's like she hasn't even tried. I don't know. It's random is the best way to describe it. I feel like she's kind of been a little bit of a pawn in the chess game of Todrick and Misha, and it's disappointing to see. And also on the personal level of things, when she's kind of been laughing at certain things, and it's not the greatest. But however, I would like to see Cynthia win it out of the 3 that are left, which is saying something. I just I think on a game level, Misha deserves to win the whole game. On a personal level, I would like Cynthia to win. That I always have to divide each side of me, and Misha has 100% played the most impressive game of the 3. And Cynthia, I think, has played the cleanest game. But also, I just like her most as a person out of the 3. So that's why I'm rooting for her on a personal level. But as I say, game-wise, Misha definitely deserves to take the victory. I'm sure everybody's going to have different opinions on that. So I'm actually, yeah, that's an interesting discussion point. I want you all to just split your mind for 2 seconds and tell me who you would like to win on a personal level and who you think deserves to win on a game level. I'm very intrigued to see the combinations of answers that people have for that one. Alright folks, that is all of your live feed updates for today. I really thoroughly hope you enjoyed watching. It's nearly the end, it saddens me. I know it's been a bit of a crazy ride the past week or so with the house. But it's always sad when a season comes to an end, but we're not there just yet. We're not there just yet, so let's enjoy it. I'll try and enjoy it while we can. I am incredibly excited for finale night tomorrow. I'm going to go into depth more on that on tomorrow's video, but I'm excited for it, despite everything that's happened. But folks, thank you so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below, because there's loads to talk about. Even though there's 3 people left, there's still a lot to talk about, because there's still a lot of game to be played and a winner to be crowned. So yeah, folks, let me know all your thoughts. But I hope everybody's staying safe, staying positive and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. It's important, be kind. My face went a little bit aggressive there. It's because I'm passionate about being kind to one another. But folks, in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Do all of that good stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.